spinning wheel on the old iPhone. Okay. Hello. Where are we going now? Yeah, I know. Where am I going now? Yeah, it's a good question. Where am I going now? Hello, Mr. Nick. Good to see you. Don't see anybody online here yet. Let's see what's going on. There we are. That looks like me. Sort of looks like me. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up, anybody? Just let me know you can hear me. I'm not hearing anything on my phone, but that doesn't mean anything. Do we have audio? Wait for a few more people to get in here. I'm going to restart this here if I have to. Do we have audio? We do have audio. Okay, good. All right, guys, gals, how are you? Oh, Bearman, thanks for joining. Novice Nick, as always, appreciate having you. Vaginal, there we are. You're in the house also. Great to see you. Got 7. Well, good. I'm trying to catch up on a little bit of sleep from this trip. Brad went with me to be videographer, and everything on the trip kind of went perfect. Everything went according to plan and then some. And then we started getting notices yesterday evening or late afternoon that our flights were delayed, and we already had a late flight coming in near midnight. So bottom line is we didn't get in till after 3 a.m. at home. So, yeah, it was, it's kind of like, they're going to get you eventually. You have a really good trip and everything goes well. That last shoe is going to drop at some point. So it was really good. Picked up some records. Going to share with you that as well. Went to, ironically, we didn't get to the big record stores in Denver. Just turned out that way. But we did go up to Fort Collins area in Greeley, Longmont, the northern places, hit one in Boulder. So it was a little bit, we didn't hit Wax Tracks, we didn't hit Twist and Shout in downtown just because the schedule, the way it ended up routing us, just ended up that way. We could have potentially gone downtown late in the day after we started getting flight notices of being late, but then we started to wonder, well, what if something changes and we're not at the warehouse, at the airport, I should say, and then we're screwed. So next time, as they say, there's always going to be a next time. So we'll share a few records. Now, in the meantime, just before I left for Denver, I did get my Rhino Black Sabbaths. So going to definitely crack that open to listen to. And Chris Vinyl Piper has sent me some to do a shootout on. I'll be doing a shootout with the Vertigo and a couple of others, a white label promo, Kevin Gray, I believe. And then there's the Greenie, of course, from the U.S. against the Rhino. So I'll be working on that probably early next week after I get my video done from my trip, because that's going to be obviously my priority. So I've got that coming. But yeah, definitely got some records to show you. Kind of some, I'll say, unique ones in my mind. So I found a Horzu of Machine Head we found this in Fort Collins. And that's where Tim University Vinyl's from. He's actually at a Joe Jackson concert tonight. He was not in town, unfortunately, but a lot of the guys knew him. So, so this was kind of cool to get a Horzu. So I'll be comparing that to a couple of versions I have. I picked up seat back there. Picked up an Aqualung original Mobile Fidelity MFSL. So I'll be doing a shootout against the Analog Productions on this one, the AP 2x45, one of my favorite albums, Jethro Tull, a big band. I think, man, I saw them 13, 14 times, I think I counted, in their career. They came a lot to the area near Chicago where I lived, so saw them a lot. So got a good deal on this at Greeley, Downtown Sound, a guy named Ben. Really nice store, a lot of great things. I'm going to show you some other things I got from them as well. At Downtown Sound. Well, here's, yeah. So here we go. There's a promo of Moody Blues in the beginning on Durham. This was kind of a promo trip. This was sweet. Promo of self-titled Fleetwood Mac. And so it's white. It's not white label in the traditional sense, but it does show you, does say promotional. Oh, gotta get that light out of there. Oh, come on, light. They're on the top above Fleetwood Mac. Promo copy, not for sale. So I was really happy to get that kin done. Got a Doobies white label promos. I saw probably more promo stuff there than in that area than I've seen anywhere before for whatever reason. That's what were once vices are now habits by the Doobies. Yeah. Yeah, Spotless, Nick, you're right. This is America's first album, white label promo. One of my favorite, if not my favorite America album, the second one, Homecoming. And I've got some to do a shootout on this one, so it's going to be great to add this to the stable of the shootout on Homecoming, white label promo of America. And then there were some stores selling Vinyl Me Please records. So there's one, Nick. You know that record. I think that was one that is a favorite of yours, if I'm not mistaken. You know, let me put an invite up here, by the way, as well. If you guys, any of you want to join, or if you just want to sit back, I get that too. But I'll put a link up here for you if you want to join me. So Little Queen Heart. So I'll be able to do a shootout on this one against my U.S. original Vinyl Me Please. Yeah, there were stores that had some Vinyl Me Please in them, some actual inventory that they had in a certain area that you could see. Now, I heard through several people there while I was there, though, that Vinyl Me Please is doing away with selling them through the store. So I think Ben at Downtown Sound in Greeley told me that. Now, Ben used to be, oh boy, now I'm going to forget what city he was in before. But he's been 2 years now in Greeley and really has a good store. So those are some that I picked up. Then we went to a store in Boulder, and I'm going to forget the name of it, of course, but some of these are kind of blurring together. But I've been looking for this record for a long time, a good, clean stereo version that wasn't expensive. These usually go for $30 or $40 when I see them. And this was $6, and in probably almost VG plus condition. Sounds really good. I just played a few tunes off of Time Won't Let Me. Was the big hit from 1968 on Capitol Records. I think this group was out of Dallas, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I got to look that up. But The Outsiders. So really happy to find that, because I could never find that record in a good condition. Here's one I got at a store in Longmont. Now, this store was run by a lady, and she's got a checker. I think it was called Recycled Records. You read some of the reviews there. She's a little gruff, I would call it, but man, the selection there was really pretty awesome. But man, the pricing was a little excessive, and some of the conditions of some of the records didn't warrant the pricing for sure. But they do, I guess they ultrasonically clean all their records before they put them up. They had a lot of equipment they sold also, but just I can't say that it was one of the greater experiences. But I picked this up because this is one of my favorite Christian albums. Russ Taff's Visions was the name of the record. And this was probably overpriced. I'd say $20, but I just couldn't let it sit there because this is a great album. I love to share it with people who like some of that 80s Christian music, Christian rock in this case. Russ Taff, very talented guy. So that was a rare one to find. I found an, here we go. Now we had the, I don't know if you guys saw the Steve Hoffman thing with Steve Westman about the reviews of Asia and the AA versus AB, and I won't go into that, but I found a really clean AB, ironically. I've got an AA as well, and an AB that's pretty beat up, so I replaced it with this as well. Hey, Bear Man, you love Russ Taff. Yeah, me too. I Cried, that song he wrote called I Cried is just fabulous, just great stuff. And so Steely Dan Asia, I had to pick one up because I wanted a good, clean AB version, which I don't see that often. AAs are a dime a dozen. This is one that I got. I don't even know who the band is, but it's a DBX. And I just got my DBX replaced for records, playing records through DBX. And I've got quite a few of those. So I grabbed it just because I don't see many. I think this is a prog band on, I don't even know the label to tell you the truth. But anyway, I'm going to definitely give this a try and just, to hear how the sound is, mainly for that one. Just because I don't see many of those. How about, it's an early Ambrosia album that I hadn't seen before. I think Freddie Puro was involved with this one. Yeah, Freddie Puro produced it. So this was before they got really popular with some of their ballad music. So I definitely want to hear how this sounds. So Warner Brothers. Never saw it before. Daryl Hall's solo effort here. Dreamtime is on this. That was a hit. I don't see this record very much. I think this is it's either an RL or a BG. I think it's an RL. This is Best of the Doors. This is the stereo version, not the quad version, because the same cover they started with the quad and then they released stereo. But the reason I got this one is it's a Columbia Santa Maria, and the one I have is not Columbia Santa Maria. So great, Bear Man. Yeah. So that Steve Westman discussion with Steve Hoffman was interesting on his take about the AA versus the AB. So watch that because it was very interesting. Anyway, so this was a Columbia Santa Maria pressing, and I just there's just certain parts of the country as you go further west in the U.S. It seems like you find a lot more Columbia Santa Maria, which makes sense. Pressing plant in California, in Santa Maria, California, that's going to be traded and sold and probably distributed more in that part of the world. I saw a lot more Terre Hautes because I lived in the Midwest. It's just the way it goes. Here was Grassroots. This was post all their big hits. But Rob Grill is there with the with the mustache, the guy in the white shirt, and never seen this record before. So it's on Capitol for $8 or whatever. I just had to get it because I love the Grassroots, just to hear how they evolved. And then I got a UK version of their greatest hits. It's got the fold flap kind of jacket that you see there from UK covers. So certain bands, I just get certain different versions I like to have. And then Tom Tom Club, pretty much anything I see of theirs. This is a 12-inch called Downtown Rockers. So Tom Tom Club is a husband and wife from the Talking Heads, the drummer husband and the bass playing wife. Really good dance kind of music. And then the venerable Yes folks, not as Yes, but as Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe. So it's funny. I've seen this album, but very rarely. And then all of a sudden in Colorado, I saw it like 6 different times. It's funny how that happens. But this is, for all intents and purposes, Yes. And this is, again, Roger Dean, of course, cover. So interested to hear that as well. I got a couple of sealed records. Some of these I may be giving on my 4,000 sub show, giving away. This is the Doobie Brothers Volume 2 Greatest Hits, sealed. I just noticed they came out with a package version last week, a new release of 1 and 2 together, just like they did with the Eagles long ago, ironically. But and I have this and the first one, but this one's sealed, so I'll probably give that away. And here's Paul Carrick's One Good Reason. And this is one of my top 3 records I demo systems with and equipment. So I couldn't pass this up. This has Don't Shed a Tear on it, which is probably the big hit off of it, but there's a lot of great other songs on here, and it's really great for testing equipment, I have found. So I found one of these sealed, couldn't pass it up. Systems with an equipment, so I couldn't pass this up. This has, okay, I'll have to figure out what you mean there. Yeah, I mean, and again, that's one that I love to also gift out, VCLT, vinyl community love train, give one of those so people can also appreciate that record. I think it's a very underappreciate. No problem, Bear Man. I also intend to appreciate these and share that. This was one this is Mirage alternate versions. Now I know the RSD had a series of these that came out. This isn't in any way stamped as an RSD or anything like that. Doesn't even have an SKU. So there's part of me that's guessing that they came out with a box of these alternates as a record store day. The box was what was there, and maybe somebody pulled this one out, didn't like the record or whatever. I don't know why you do that. But anyway, this is sealed. I like Mirage a lot, so it's going to be interesting to hear that one. And this is one of the Rhino series of best ofs. And this is the Beau Brummels. And Laugh Laugh, I think, was the hit that they had back in 67 or 68. It says, features the top 10 hits, Laugh Laugh, and Just a Little. The first best of to feature both vault and recordings from Warner Brothers. Rhino LP 898 list. So that's an original hype sticker from that as well, which I thought was pretty cool. This was $6. I mean, this is a good deal, $6. And this was in Boulder that we got that as well. So let's see. And this I got, these were just a few really low cost ones. $1, $3, and $5, I think. Lee Michaels' fifth has Do You Know What I Mean? It was $1, and that was in really good condition. So couldn't pass it up. Like that song a lot. Jude Cole, who I really like. He had an album, A View from 3rd Street, which had a couple of hits on it. So I wanted to get one of his other records that came out, I think, after it, just to hear what it sounds like. That wasn't $3, I think. And this one I've never seen. And I know there's a big joke about Pablo Cruz, whatever, but this was a before they got a famous kind of record, I guess, before their hit records. And this was a promo, I think. Yeah, it's a white label A&M promo. So, just to hear what their music was as they were kind of coming up to the better stuff that was, created some hits, of course, what do they call it, yacht rock now or whatever. So those were some of the records that I picked up on the trip, right? So, so the trip, I'm going to be doing my videos this weekend, putting them together of our trip in terms of our visits. We had 2 days in Denver. Day one, we spent record shopping, basically. And then day 2, we went to the new record pressing plant in Denver, which is the only record pressing plant in Colorado, actually. And so I'll be bringing you the video from that and the interviews from that and information from that. Suffice it to say, there were some surprises. There were some definite good things we saw for sure. and really, it looks like things are, where they need to be to start actually beginning to provide product out to the public from the pressing plant facility. And suffice it to say that they've also had a lot of challenges, which were more regulatory in nature in Colorado, in the city, and also just kind of, I think, overestimating, being overconfident about how long some things would take. But they're where they need to be, and they are going to be a viable pressing plant for getting records through for small bands, for medium, and for larger labels as well. So that's good. We can always use opportunities for some expansion, although the industry as a whole has slowed down and the demands have uh, slowed down while the capacities have gone up, more plants. And so it's a little bit of a delicate time in that regard, but definitely putting the work in to put a class plant together and put it together so that it can serve the industry as a whole. But I'll get into more of the details of that in the video. But it was very cordial situation, very great people and investment that's gone on there towards making records. A lot of expertise brought to bear, which you need because that equipment is unique, and the people that know it are lesser and lesser as time goes on. Now, they luckily have pretty modern equipment from a process control standpoint, in terms of more modern equipment versus resurrecting some of the older equipment, which there's a lot of that is in other older pressing plants that exist. But this one and like MoFi's new one are having newer equipment put in. And so it does create a certain level of automation and controls that are less dependent on small tweaks and things of that nature because they can control the process much better with the technology that's used in there. So that was very good to see that and to meet the people and to see what they're doing and where they're heading. And then we actually, as another thing that we did, which really wasn't on the docket initially, we visited PS Audio and Paul McGowan in Boulder, Colorado. Now, if you've ever seen PS Audio's equipment or they're on YouTube, Paul does a lot of videos on various topics, answers questions. So it was very cool to see their layout and their design and their production of equipment and their return and repair processes. They are pretty unique in that they allow you to send equipment back and upgrade it and give you a decent value for it. That's part of their strategy and their customer support. They definitely have the market in that regard to a large degree. And they also, will let you try things out for 30 days to see how it sounds in your house. Hey, Wyoming Dave, how are you, buddy? So, just an interesting business model, an interesting engineering group, really highly capable and competent on that engineering, electrical engineering and sound side. Small company, but very robust in competence and also very robust in, products that have stood the test of time. No doubt about it, but definitely a homegrown company. Paul does a lot of his own videography. He's a photographer also. And we had a great walkthrough with James, who was James Herod, who works for them and took us through, which we appreciated. We also had a special visit into a mixing room that's in their facility that does a lot of work in multi-channel production and mastering, and we'll cover that as well with a world famous mastering engineer that works out of there. So a few surprises and really a well laid out plan of time. I think we used to get a lot done in a short amount of time. And we definitely had more success scheduling than we did with Southwest Airlines trying to leave town. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I know there's a lot of interest in the pressing plant and what's going on with it, and we're definitely going to show you the details, the process of what they have and how they do what they do, and some information from the leaders there on where they're at and where they're going. I think, and that's what I want to focus on is what their capabilities are going to be and what they're able to do. And even, it's a very dynamic situation, I would say, with some of the events that have happened recently. And they're, in stride with that, I would say. You wouldn't certainly think that anything was problematic in being there and meeting the people and seeing what they're doing. They're very focused. They've just gotten the ability to begin to press records that can go out the door. And that again had a lot to do with litigations, not regarding any legal case, but the regulatory litigations of getting things approved, being that they're where they are there in Denver. Every city, county, state is different in the requirements that they have. And to be honest with you, them being the first record pressing plant in Colorado, there were a lot of things that weren't known. And so there was a lot more scrutiny, I would say, and a lot more concerns over things. Many of them, of course, were totally valid, of course, because of the waste and the way that the process works. But there were a few surprises in there as well that were a little, why is it? Why are they going down this rabbit hole, so to speak? And the work and effort and cost that was involved to get to a point of being able to press a record. So that's the devil's in the details. You don't want to see how sausage is made, kind of thing. And starting up a business, a greenfield or a new startup business in today's world has a lot more litigation to it than it ever had for a variety of reasons. I recently saw a video about business startup of a big factory in Canada. And it turned out that, over 60% of the cost to start up was not labor, was not materials, was not land, but was in permitting and government regulations. So there you go. Those things create quite a cost footprint above and beyond what you would normally just consider to be your startup costs. And a lot of it is, doing things over and over and over again until somebody is satisfied with it. And when that's an unknown, like in the case of a pressing plant going into Colorado, there's a lot of basically analysis that's done that maybe is getting into arenas that aren't really applicable to that industry, but tangentially are a concern. And so, I'll just say everybody's trying to cover their bases and cover their butts to make sure that they don't get into trouble and make sure that they don't make the wrong decisions. But those decisions drag out, and and government entities have been way behind in processing because of COVID, as you know. You go to get into, get a license or do something, it's like, well, we'll put you on the list and it's 6 months or whatever. So a lot of the lag time, a lot of the delays, and a lot of the frustrations that were born of that process, in fact, did make maybe a optimistic schedule that was first done made it much more difficult to be even hit a realistic date for them as well. So these were all kind of things that just over time spread. And the good news is, from my perspective, is it did give them the time to really kick the tires on their equipment, on their processes, dial in all of the efforts related to plating, all of the records for vinyl compound formulas, so to speak, to get the recipe right, to have quiet vinyl, and to really get a good outcome. So they've kind of set a situation where the expectations should be high from the output of this plant because of what the time that they've had and the effort that they've made and the competence that they brought to the table from people that have been in the industry a while, people that have come from other places that have done this and want to improve it, of course, even more. And so that's what we focused on, and that's what the video and the tour and everything will bring to you is that level of transparency and that level of information related to what they're doing, how they're doing it, and where they're going. And so very interesting stuff for sure. So that was basically the trip. The PS Audio we'll do as a separate release as well. Put that out there to show you what we spent. We just met Paul. He wasn't there when we first got there and set up everything. So we just met him and said hello. Nice person and all. But of course, Paul does a lot of video and is available and accessible, of course, on the YouTube. And one of the interesting things we found the last shop we went to, a guy named Doug, I believe, he had a nice shop there in Longmont on the main drag and Main Street in Longmont. And I got a few of those records, the cheaper records there. And and my buddy Brad found a DCC vinyl of Nick of Time by Bonnie Raitt, which I have never, ever seen in the wild. So, yeah, thanks, Tim. How you doing, buddy? So I've never seen a DCC of Bonnie Raitt, Nick of Time. And I think they had the other one too that she made as well. There's my buddy.
Yeah, well, my system seems to have crashed. Can you hear me?
It did. I can hear you. I can see you.
It's a mess. It's not recognized. I had to reboot the computer and all kinds of mess.
Oh, good.
Sorry about that.
I can hear an echo, though. Do you have your YouTube still going?
No.
I hear you twice. I hear me.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, how's that? Now I hear you again. I hear me twice. I don't even like hearing me once.
Right.
He's going to go into surgery mode here.
Oh. Yes, go ahead with your show and I'll fix
okay.
it.
Okay. All right. So let me mute you for a second. Okay. So when we went into the show there to the store there in Longmont, I saw this in the front display at the cash register. And I said, oh, what do you got history there? I know all about Soundguard. I used it for years, Ball Corporation. And I said, oh, is that just the box? He said, oh, no, there's some in there. He said, yeah, there's the brush. And, here's the brush, of course, is but he actually had, and of course, it's not a lot of the fluid is left, but he had some. And so he sold it to me for $5. So you have to really tighten these babies because they'll evaporate on you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine. Everything's great.
Yeah.
So this was just, and then he told me of a gentleman that he knows there who hopefully maybe I can connect with in the near future, who worked for Ball and knows a lot about this product. So that would be cool. He said he would be surprised that anybody out there even remembers it. Speaking of remembering things, there's Dave.
Yeah, I wanted to say hello to everyone in the gallery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Dave. Good to see you.
Hey, Nick.
Caesar.
Music
Sanctuary, Berman.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
So it was, a lot of good pickups. It was a
Does your wife know?
The good news is she doesn't watch my streams, so I don't have to worry about
you got to watch who you're picking up nowadays.
Yeah, I know. She's out of town, so I'm safe. So yeah, I'm
safe.
Nick.
Been a while. Good to see you, Dave.
So that's a good joke, Nick.
What's that?
That's a good joke.
Which one?
When you just said to Dave.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dave. Mr. Safe and Sound and I bat them back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Pretty regular.
Some
of them, most of them are usually rather sad, but we enjoy them.
we entertain ourselves at our age, what can I say? So
yeah.
But go ahead with your trip.
No. So
it's been awesome.
Yeah, no, it was. It was. I mean, it just we didn't know what to expect, and that's a good thing. Nick and Dave, Tim, Music Sanctuary is saying hello to you guys.
Oh,
Oh, hey.
hey
There you
Tim.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, keep,
So
I'm horrible with
Canadian
names.
Kinjit. Yeah, I'm not too great either.
Yeah.
But I think he wanted one of my 3,000 sub
Yeah, he
records.
did.
And
He
yeah,
did.
so
It was
so yeah.
a good record from what I recall.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were all good, Nick. I didn't do any cheapos here.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know that. That's a fact.
So
Yep.
yeah.
The
So we're approaching 4,000. So yeah, I've been asked.
awesome.
Yeah, I will do a show, but it seems like the closer you get to a peak like that,
Approaching
you're
4,000. You're knocking. You're banging on the door there,
I'm
buddy.
banging on. Yeah, I'm banging
Yeah.
on the door. That's what I
I
mean.
see that. That's great.
But
Well,
but
you supply some awesome content. You know.
it's like the Cowboys. They get in the red zone. They can't quite get to the finish line. So, but I'll
I
take it
hear that.
organically. Take it organically. It's fine. So
Uh,
yeah. So it was. And I mean, the weather. It was in the 70s and low 80s. No humidity. Boy, love that. That's probably kind
Yeah.
of weather Dave is used to, right?
Yeah, here lately we've been having to we're selling straws so you can get some air.
Oh, because humidity.
Yeah, it's so thick. Yeah. It's been rather warm, but it goes in cycles. So
Yeah.
We got 390-degree days over a week ago.
did you really?
Today we got some rain this evening, so it cooled down some.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
had 4 our share of rain, huh, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave and I share the same
Weather pattern.
weather pattern. So if it's really bad, he'll give me a heads up.
Yeah.
Because it usually always comes to us next. Which
Yeah.
lately
for
it's
sure.
been coming and coming and coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for sure.
That is for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'll work on putting the video together. It was really great having Brad there to do the videoing. It kind of
I bet.
takes that load off of me, and he was
And at
using the
your age, we need to take the load off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I can't carry that weight any longer.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's great. I mean,
yeah.
gee,
So I don't mean to interrupt. So David,
Go ahead.
a lot of people do have bought stuff from the Vinyl Me Please. They have pretty good sounding records, do they?
Generally, yeah.
I've never bothered with them yet.
Yeah.
Ordered anything from them.
Yeah, well, you can get them. You don't have to be a member. You can get them after usually you can get them after the fact. Sometimes they go. It just depends. But they're
Cool.
they're in the hunt for pressing plants now for their future products. So,
could you repeat which record plant you went to?
Vinyl Me Please.
no, I did not go to Vinyl Me Please.
Oh.
Record plant. Vinyl Me Please does not have a record plant. This is all the confusion.
Yes. Well, let's straighten them out.
Well, I'm not going to give all of it here because there's some real interesting stuff. But I will say, Vinyl Me Please, the intention was there that Vinyl Me Please would have a plant that would exclusively, more or less, press for them. But that is not where things are at today. Right.
Okay.
So I went to what Vinyl Media Pressing is what it was called. Which was the startup that was getting put together to support Vinyl Me Please. But since the lawsuit hit and was announced and the firings occurred in March, and now the lawsuit is out. I just read it today. So there's been a bit of a divorce, I guess I'll call it, for lack of a better term. But the good news is, and the point is, there's a plant there that's going to start operation to produce records for any pretty much independent artists, other labels. They're seeking contracts for making records for independent artists and for labels right now. So it's a startup. It's like a startup company. Yeah. Let's see here. PJ Yeel, supposedly first press.
Pearl Jam album.
Yeah, right.
That's a
No,
good
that
question.
never happened. That never
Tim.
happened and won't happen at that plant. At least not through VMP. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, yeah. So it's a whole change, and I'll let some of that be spoken of directly by the people from the facility on the videos, so that it comes from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Yes, yes,
Tim
yeah,
has a good question there as well.
yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, let me get it up there. Hang on. Rhino red releases. Oh, Rhino red. Okay, I'm sorry. I
Right.
was
I haven't purchased any, so I wouldn't know.
and gosh, I could have swore you asked me that somewhere else before, and I thought they, it all goes back to the provenance on them to look at who did the mastering. So what I would suggest you do, because I'm not sure they're all done by the red in and of itself, I'm not sure that it means that they're all, mastering engineer X or Y. I would go back and look in Discogs to who mastered it for your best guidance. I mean, the red vinyl in and of itself isn't really a huge issue sound wise. It's not. But I would tell you to do exactly what you would do in any other case, and that is to check who, what the source was, what the provenance is, and who mastered it. A couple of them I've heard, and I don't know if one of them was a Fleetwood Mac. I can't remember, but the couple that I've heard about were good. Yeah, were good sounding, but nobody. How do I put it? Nobody came out and said, "Oh, it was a Chris Bellman and it sounded really good." It was just that they sounded good, but that I'd like a little more data, to know what that means exactly. Sure. But like I can tell you, the Toto 4 RSD Essential is on red vinyl, and it is dollar for dollar, it is the best cut of Toto 4.
Okay.
Undoubtedly. And it's not because it's red, it's not, but the RSD Essentials like Chris Isaacs, Wicked Games, those are just fabulous. Those seem like they're just a tick above and beyond for that series. So if you see RSD Essentials, because those are Record Store Day ones that are not released on Record Store Day.
Yeah.
Toto 4 that's the one with the African Roseanne on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Toto 4, yeah, exactly.
I remember the album it was from.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, I've found that most colored vinyl are okay to find, except I'm still leery about the gold color for some reason.
Gold is the worst.
Yeah,
typically.
You agree with that?
Yeah,
I thought so too. I've had to return them actually.
I don't know if I have
it saddened me, but
Yeah, it was Caesar. Yeah, it was GZ. Yeah, it was. But their record plant was supposed to open in December of 22, and then March of 23, and then August of 23, and then December of 23, and then so yeah, and it's still, they just got their even temporary certificate of occupancy just a couple of weeks ago. So that's how much litigiousness in what's gone on. Yeah.
Old hair.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's fine, Tim. I think you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's okay. I was having deja vu that you and I connected on it somehow. So, but to be honest, I don't have one personally to be able to give you a direct comparison. So, if anybody out there does have one, feel free to chime in the comments for sure. But yeah, if I can get hold of one, I'll be glad to do a shootout on it, because I've done shootouts on some of the records that are now out on that red as well. And that is one thing. It's like Chris sent me all these Black Sabbaths to compare now. So I'll be doing that against my Rhino. Yeah, so Rhinos, what did you say yesterday? A Rhino went for how much? 184 or something like that, Nick, on Mike's?
Yeah, on Mike's. Yep, $184 plus the $5 shipping.
Yeah, right. So
you'd nailed
and it had a ding. It had a ding corner. Did it have a ding?
Yeah,
corner?
It had a dinged corner. For those that aren't in the know, Dave was in his travels, and I
Yeah.
called him and asked him to take a guess what it went for on Mike's whatnot, and he guessed $190, and it 184 plus shipping. He hit it
Oh, my.
about on the head as you're going to get.
Yeah, well, I've seen what they've been going for, and then I added the in-groove factor.
Right. Now I do have a perfectly mint, unopened Black Sabbath. If anyone wants to bring that amount forward.
There's Tim in the channel.
I didn't get. I just wanted to say I didn't get the Devo Rhino. No, I
have
didn't.
an
But
OG that's just fine.
I'm considering getting it though.
Are you?
See,
Yeah, thanks. Hey, did you go to the Joe Jackson concert, Tim? How was Joe Jackson concert? Are you there now? Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah.
you gave us some great insight. We talked a lot to Doug in Longmont, and he mentioned you. So yeah, we had a great time. Absolutely did. Vinyl Piper and Genius for to the Shootout. It's on Chris's channel. Yeah, and I'm not going to watch that to be honest with you, because I'd rather come up obviously to an objective conclusion.
Right.
But Chris kindly offered me that, just to do that, and I said sure. Of course, when you first brought it up, I'm like, well, if I ever get it, because it took a month
Yeah.
before I got mine.
I think I've had mine for near a month.
And you got yours pretty quick.
Yeah, I did.
I'm not sure why the wide variation. Now mine may have been.
Well, when you get a big channel like mine, yeah.
Right. But mine may have been affected by waiting for this multi-channel of the Doors.
Oh, that's got to be awesome.
Because I put that on the same order, so I can't wait to play this.
Absolutely, love
Yeah.
the Doors.
Yeah, it's a great. So.
My wife came down.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Tim.
Oh,
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah.
you couldn't find another date, Tim? Showing that love and compassion. Oh, that's right. Till death do you part. That's right.
Hey,
it would have
Tim,
been along shortly.
Tim, you could have gone with Doug. You could have called up Doug and gone with Doug. There's Chris. Hey, Chris.
Vinyl Piper.
Chris.
Yeah.
I will be very gentle with your records, but I look forward to doing the shootout. Thank you for sending those. I appreciate that very much.
Very kind indeed.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, but Joe Jackson, I like his stuff. Man, his stuff on Intervention that they redid really sounds good. My goodness. Very good sounding records. But it was what I got to say. And I've been to all but one state in the United States, and I lived in Colorado for 2 years. And after yesterday, I had flashbacks of remembering traffic. And I don't mean traffic in terms of thickness. I mean in the way people drive. It's like everybody is a Sunday driver every day of the year. I mean, I guess they're very defensive drivers or whatever. And you're going on the interstate and you're going, why are we going 42 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone? And everybody just kind of putzing along, and there's no real reason for it. It's just, yeah. I-25 is not. Yeah, I-25 is definitely nuts.
Yeah, traffic in Denver is a bitch. Yeah, exactly.
In
Yeah.
most places I know at that speed they'd run you over 3 times,
Yeah,
and then back up to
exactly.
make sure they got it right.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. The quad of.
nice.
Yeah, and I need to get that. You're talking about the Quadio, I think,
Yeah.
Tim. I've got the 4-channel CD4 version of Sundown album, so I already know kind of how the mix sounds. So you're right. I just I'm going to download
Yeah.
them loudly.
Cool. Play loudly.
That's the way to roll.
Yeah. Now are those files that he puts up, have they gone through his what is it, Sweetwater or something? Not Sweetwater, but Sweet something. Has it
Yes.
gone through that digitizing process, cleanup
Yeah.
process?
I don't know. I do
I
not.
think
I wonder.
so. He
I
runs
wonder.
it. He said he's been through a couple iterations,
So,
and matter of fact, he actually redid his whole catalog at one point
yeah. Well, I
because
know
he
he,
thought,
he rips them, but does he
right,
go through that unit?
I
Because
think he
that
does.
unit does some cleanup or whatever words you want to use.
Right,
It does. It isn't raw digitizing. It isn't raw.
right,
And to me, I have an issue with that because when it comes to comparing them, then with that, there is some variance there.
yeah,
Now, how much? That's a debatable point. But my point is, they're not just straight transfers. And if they're not straight transfers, then well, I think he cleaned. You mean clean them from a technical, clean them
physically,
from ones and zeros, not ultrasonic. Okay, I agree. Jason's setup was true to the condition of the vinyl. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I digitize, but I don't do anything to it. It just comes straight off the cartridge. So yeah, yeah, okay. And again, it's not. It's. I mean, the unit he has, I'd love to have. There he is, Devo.
This is the original copy
yeah.
of the album. Nothing.
So what's an irregular copy? Oh no, sorry, that's what.
It's not
a
the
rhino.
It's not the
It's
Rhino.
a rhino, not the rhino.
But I think I think the original copy sounds good to me.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
The new Rhino one probably sounds better. Some people are saying or something.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And the thing to me is, I mean, that's not my strong cup of tea kind of music. And to some degree, Black Sabbath isn't either. Although I do like some of their stuff, but because I really didn't get turned on to Black Sabbath until Paranoid came out, and honestly, that was because it came out in quad.
I was a teenager in the 80s, so I like some of that electronic music.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's, but again, you can tell the sound differences, even if you don't, get into the music per se. You can definitely tell the sound differences.
Absolutely.
So I got I bought quite a few 12-inch records. I have a pretty big 12-inch collection, like single songs on one disc,
Yeah.
And those always just sound so hot, I guess, because they're cut, they're such a thick groove, and
right.
And
like
those
dance remixes, some 12-inches.
Yeah.
Can be dance
Yeah.
remixes.
Yeah. I just got one of Too Late for Goodbyes by Julian Lennon. If you remember that song.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yep.
And man, it sounds just rich. So yeah, so my sound room, and I wouldn't call this exactly a sound room. I still got a lot of boxes I'm getting out of here, but
yeah.
I finally got. I mean, now that I have stuff in here, it sounds so much better than it did when I first was playing it. Nothing was in here.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, sure of it.
All the surfaces were just pinging all over the place. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Ricochet Rabbit.
Ricochet Rabbit. Bing, bing, bing.
Yep.
Showing my age. Okay, there, Mr. Ricochet.
Oh, God.
I never heard of him.
Never heard of Ricochet Rabbit?
Nope, not that.
How about Rocky and Bullwinkle? You heard of that?
Yes, I've seen Rocky and Bullwinkle reruns. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Rocky.
I saw him in first release.
Sherman and Mr. Peabody, too.
Oh, yeah. Nothing up my sleeve. Presto.
Yeah, I got an arm up my sleeve.
Something like that.
Mr. Magoo and the Way, Way Back Machine. Oh, Magoo, you've done it again.
Tim says the Sabbath Rhino.
The rabbit sound.
It's a pretty good comparison to my OG Greenie. I have no complaints on the quality. Okay,
cool.
good.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Well, did anybody happen to see the Steve Hoffman discussion about Asia?
Saw most of it, yeah.
I won't spoil it, but I mean, it was a little surprising from the norm of what people have said.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me very curious. So I'm definitely going to revisit a couple of things there. That's interesting. Now, you know, he has the advantage / disadvantage of hearing the master tapes, you know, and all. So he has a perspective that none of us can really say.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, it's still a matter of what sounds the best to you. You know, I mean,
Yep.
that's still what, you know, it boils down to. So,
what floats your boat?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. But it was, it was very interesting, I'd say. Definitely.
Yeah, it was. And he
But
was on for quite some time. It was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. You know, the thing I do notice is I was saying regionally, you just see different biases of records, certain bands or certain records. You kind of see, you'll see a bunch of them in certain areas. And then like in your area, you'll never see them.
Right.
So, you know, that was one of the things that Brad and I were talking about. I'm like, you know, he got that Nick of Time DCC vinyl, you know,
Cool.
and it's like, have you ever seen it before? No. Do you, in the wild, you know, bird in the hand, he knew what it was, the condition of it and where it came from. So he was able to make a deal and buy it because, you know, it's just so rare. I was shocked. I saw some things I've never seen anywhere before. So it was really cool when you have that happen. Yeah.
Absolutely, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's good. So he, and some of his explanations explained some of the cuts I've heard in terms of the way it sounds and what was done and what wasn't done. And ironically, now here you go, here's irony of irony. What did we listen to in the sound room at PS Audio was the song Asia.
Oh, was it really?
Ironically. Yeah. And came from a digital file. And I got to say, I've never heard a digital version of that I've liked. Not one.
No.
Not one. Not one. And so, you know, there you go. I mean, I think Steve tends to like them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so everything goes, you know, from there. Where's your baseline, you know? And I think if everybody, you know, if you're honest and true to yourself and what you're saying, and you're not always, how do I say, going one way, you know, oh, digital's always bad, or oh, vinyl's always bad, or oh, Kevin Gray's always bad. I've heard some people say things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's,
you know, or whatever. And that just, to me, that's just nonsense. I mean, all of them have, you know, better and not as great examples of what they've done for whatever reasons. And so, you know, you take them on a case by case basis. So,
and even then, there's so many variables. You know, it's just, it's like I'll say this: Steve said he would go back and review once again because we all have bad days. You know, our ears are clogged. We're not up to listening. Whatever. So, you know, one day to the next, tracks can sound different.
I no. So here's this comment, and I know what you mean, because a lot of us think that the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is the UHQR of Asia, and I still stand by that. And I think if I remember right, Steve said, "Oh, that was Chad's. Well, maybe I need to go back and look at it because Chad's got the best ears in the industry," as
That's
I
what
remember
I was
him saying.
to. Yeah.
So again, sometimes it's a matter of what we're used to and what we're comfortable with, or what we're aligned to, biased toward. Bias isn't always a negative term. It just means that you have a tilt, right? I mean, there's just something that influences you, right? You know, that's all that really means. But you're right, Tim. You know, it was a little bit shocking to hear it that way, to hear somebody kind of put it that way. But when like I told you, from my perspective, I've never heard one off of a CD or SACD that I thought sounded that great. So I was used to the album first, the AB album first. So I grew off of that. Then I got a CD of it, didn't like it, didn't play it, you know, whatever, played it in a car maybe, but didn't play it otherwise. And so So we come from these corners of experience that really tend to shape
Biases.
us. Yeah, they shape our right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and experience, and it's experiences.
Yep.
Experience, tends to tends to influence the way we see the world or hear the world or whatever it is, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make it good and it doesn't make it bad. Um, but I know for me, when I get an emotional charge out of something or energizes me or whatever, then I know it's something about it is having an impact
Yeah.
and it's making me smile or whatever. Then that's good for me. There's some people who think the RL of Whole Lot of Love is just way too much. They just can't handle it, and I could see that. I can see that perspective. But it really sounds good, and it gives the song the energy that I think it intended to have. And I say intended to have, and it gets this artist's intention. I certainly think the label wanted that thing to knock people's socks off. Obviously, there's no doubt, and there's no doubt that it does. He's read a lot on Steve's own forums and his comments on Asia. A lot of people are upset. I don't have Asia, so no opinion. Okay. Yeah, so maybe that was Steve Westman's intent to kind of get that out open in the open more, because
Sure.
I don't follow those forums very strongly.
Yeah. That required, how much expendable time do you have?
Yeah, right.
That's what the world comes down to. I've had the great opportunity of on a singular day to experience two home systems in the same day, and of course your own system is ingrained in your mind.
Right.
That's set, so you can do a decent comparison, and to go and experience two other in home, not
Hmm.
set up at the store or whatever, but in home, set up the way they
Yeah,
like it,
real
in
life.
real life situations, and listen to two systems within a 15-minute ride of each other. And
Hmm.
it was quite an eye-opening experience, because listening to the same music having such a different feel and appeal, and striking enjoyment, yet different chords of enjoyment, is it's hard to explain, but it's really, really different. It makes you really want to step back and say, huh, this is, getting the enjoyment from the song, but yet, or the whole album, but yet it's different in the way that this is better and this is not,
Hmm.
compared to your own bias and basis.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat experience to get that opportunity every now and then.
Yeah. So Bearman's statement here is for me kind of similar. Growing up on vinyl, it's kind of the baseline. It kind of becomes the baseline of our. And for me, when CDs came out and digital came out, the only thing I could say was, well, you don't hear surface noise and you don't hear tops and ticks, but a lot of the sound I didn't like, frankly, and it just wasn't as rich to me. It was in some ways a little more. I don't want to say accurate. It's not quite the word. Clinical, I guess, but it was just. There was some level of precision in certain instruments and certain things, but it just didn't blend the same way. It didn't blend together and have that total experience that. And again, part of that's psychological too. You grow up with
Yeah.
it, and you kind of get that built into your expectations and what have you. So yeah, it'll be good. So I've like I said, I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks to be in a position to be able to do a 4K show. I'm 37 short, so yeah.
36, yeah.
And I got 34 subscribers in the last 28 days. So by that number, in about a month, I
Subscriber
should
a
be.
day, yeah, that's all right.
So we'll see.
Just
Maybe
keep
with this next couple of videos, it'll jump a bit.
keep putting out the high quality,
Yeah,
informative information you've been
yeah,
putting out, and
yeah. Well, yeah. I think this whole VMP/Denver thing has a certain level of interest into it. I'm sure.
absolutely.
Um, but yeah, it's yeah, they literally, yeah, one of these cases, yeah, they updated the 21st. Yeah, today. Yeah, I got a notice the courts updated the documents to the case today. So that's why I went and looked at it. So they're going full bore on it. And, yeah, that's a whole separate piece of the equation. So this summer, my intent now, after I'm done with my work gig, which I'm trying to wiggle out of as quick as I can, is to hit the road and head west.
Again.
And head west, young man. Yeah.
Go west here.
Yeah, probably visit Mike and then head to definitely head to California and go to MoFi and RTI as well.
Cool. That's cool.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, those are only about 45 minutes apart from each other. So so I look forward to getting those arranged to do that. So it was good. Gary Sahlstrom, who was with Chad before, he was very nice guy, really great guy, very gracious, and gave us all the time we needed. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's great.
It's interesting to see a plant start from nothing, to get started up. They have you have a few capabilities of things they can do as a new startup that other places have to do a little bit differently because they're in an existing building or whatever. So, so they have some advantages in that regard, but some of those advantages cost them time because of the permitting and all those kind of things. I think they just really ran into a bit of a litigious buzzsaw from. Certain cities are more business friendly than others. I guess I'll just put it, small businesses.
Yeah.
And you know that, Nick, running a business as well.
Yeah, we want your revenue, but here's a bunch of hurdles for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you need help, just feel free to call between the hours of 105 and 107.
Yeah.
It feels that way sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, leave a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, their head of operations had to literally go there and sit at the doorsteps of the city.
That's ridiculous.
That's
sometimes I hate to say it, but government work. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's there's an irony in it because it's kind of like you're generating revenue for them essentially, so it's in their best interest for you to operate as.
But I'm going to get paid anyway. Don't worry about it. Right? I mean.
Yeah, well, but then places learn, a lot of companies leave places like Toyota moved out of California here to Dallas and just kind of said, we just can't live with the regulations and the costs and the, whatever. So there's a lot of that going on.
Try to rent a U-Haul truck leaving California.
Really?
Oh, it's going to be 5 times more expensive than renting one to go there. Absolutely.
Is that because of demand or is that because of
demand? Everybody, there's so many people that have left California and they depend on people moving there to get their trucks back. Well, the numbers aren't stacking up that
they're not
way.
Coming back, so
they're having to pay people to bring trucks,
right,
which goes against their business model.
Well, maybe I ought to do that. I had to see if I could drive back a U-Haul up there for part of my trip, and then I'll just fly back.
I'm telling you,
that would be an audio excursion.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be yeah. I mean, it makes sense now that you think about it.
Yeah. Yep. That happens every now and then.
Well, I remember with rental cars what happened with 9/11 because people were just taking them wherever they had to get back home.
Yep.
And now luckily they weren't charging you for the not dropping it off in the same city.
Right.
But their system was totally screwed up for months.
Yeah.
Many
months.
Because I had to drive from Roanoke, Virginia to Dallas to get back here. Because when 9/11 hit, I was in Roanoke.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
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 What was
Yeah, it was really weird because it was like that morning. You could, I was driving back and there was no planes in the sky. It was really creepy, kind of like, just kind of.
I saw something recently. I didn't do the math. I was at work, but when MTV first aired, okay, on that date, at this very point, from the airing of MTV to Pearl Harbor is closer than the airing of MTV to today's date, as far as time span.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, hello. Is
Now I
that
feel even older.
with that?
I feel even older now.
Yeah, right. Thanks so much. That's what I said when I read that. I'm like, wow.
Well, I hope you think I wasn't here for Pearl Harbor. Come on, give me a break. I mean,
You weren't?
I wasn't.
Okay.
So here's a good question.
Yeah.
What do we think the next Rhino release is going to be? It's going to be two 1974 releases.
Yeah.
One of my potential thoughts is Jackson Browne's Late for the Sky. I think that was that year. Let me look. And it's an Asylum release, so
Oh, well, there's quite a few
yeah, 74.
wonderful albums.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pick up. I don't know who owns some of these. That would be like they don't have Steely Dan. They
No,
wouldn't
they
do
wouldn't.
Genesis.
Nope, they can't.
Leonard Skinner.
Nope. MCA.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of records though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apostrophe.
So, we got Tom Waits
Yeah.
album, The Best of Saturday, Heart of Saturday Night. I'm just looking at ones that are Bonnie Raitt Streetlights. That may be in WEA. Gordon Lightfoot Sundown.
Yeah.
That's
a
possibility.
possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
What else?
Bad Company. They can't do Bad Company.
Crime of the Century. No.
Nope, that's A&M.
Yeah.
What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits by the Doobie Brothers. That would be good because I just got a white label promo of it.
No soul artist.
Yeah.
They just re-released Trower, so that's not going to happen.
Caesar says there's two bands, not solo artists.
Two bands. Oh, it says they're bands.
Caesar.
Sly and the Family Stones. No, that's 75.
I don't keep track.
Said it was two bands, no solo artists. Okay. I didn't hear that, to be honest.
Yeah, nor did I. So that's leave out Gordon.
Yeah.
About Yes. No.
Can't be Roxy. No, Yes is them. It's going to be, okay, Deep Purple Burn would be a good guess.
Yeah, that came out. David Coverdale's first.
Yep, David. I love that. Oh, it's a good one. So I would say Deep Purple Burn's a good guess.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what Steve Westman said. Two bands, Caesar.
They can't do Bob Dylan. Well, that's not a band.
Well, I missed Steve
King
Westman.
Crimson.
It's a matter of the label. That's the big deal.
Right. I don't know the labels. King Crimson.
Yeah, Red came out.
Judas Priest.
Yeah, well, I'm betting the Doobies are one. The Doobies may be one.
ELO.
I'll bet the Doobies and Deep Purple, 2 Ds. That's my bet. The Doobies and Deep Purple.
Burn. Yeah.
That's what I would say.
What label's Billy Joel on?
CBS.
Columbia. Yeah. CBS Columbia.
I don't know how you remember all that stuff.
Because I used to be a DJ.
Yeah, that would help.
I had to know that stuff. Okay, so here's my guesses.
That's it. Okay.
Those are my guesses. Have no idea if I'm anywhere near accurate.
Are now hobbits? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So, did I say habits or hobbits? Come
No,
on,
you
dude.
wrote habits. I was just like
Except-
playing.
You're messing with me? Is that what you're
Of
doing?
course. No, not me.
So here's a nice white label promo that I
There you
could do a
go.
shootout against.
Yeah, that'd be good. Woo, that's purty.
Let's do it to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my guess, and it is only a guess, but it's a decent one given the bands are popular. Kevin, they did the
Aerosmith
Captain
or
and Me before.
Kiss.
Nope, Casablanca.
Ah,
Wrong label.
Yep.
Now I'm pretty confident.
okay.
These are in the top 50 of that
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right. When are they supposed to let
July
us know?
12th.
July 12th. So they'll
Yeah.
be shipping him when? August what?
August 15th.
September, August, whatever.
No, they'll. Well, I'm
Yeah.
not. I mean,
When'd you get yours?
yeah, it took a month for me to get mine.
Woo! People
Pretty
are
good
still
guesses.
getting them.
This money spent.
People are still waiting. Wow.
There you go, Caesar. You don't have to spend your money.
Hey, David, you pronounce his name Cesar, not Caesar.
Cesar,
I
thank
found
you.
that out from Patrick. How to pronounce his name Cesar, not Caesar. Yeah.
Render unto Cesar what is Cesar's.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dave. I stand corrected.
You know how
and
much
that's fine.
I hang around these streams too much to find out where everyone's first name is.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, I know you do. What's the latest big event going on in the VC, Dave? I haven't been very active watching with all these things going on.
He looks like he doesn't know where to start.
I'm not mentioning names, but certain Nebraska person has been creating dozen false accounts. Certain person from Omaha.
Oh, really?
That's
Omaha
nothing
Dave?
new, is
Is
it?
that Omaha Dave?
No, there's someone else.
Yeah. That was good. That was good, wasn't it, Dave?
Omaha Dave.
Yeah.
That's it.
Private message or something.
What is
Was it the Nebraska Dave?
Private chat you can do.
Yeah. There
I'm
you
not
go.
going to say it out loud because
No, it's
Oh, yeah. Well, I think everyone could have guessed that.
he's been causing trouble lately, so I'm not.
Wow, it's everybody always picking on me.
Oh
Charlie
yeah,
Brown.
yeah. That's who I thought. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been the only thing I've seen bubbling up quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Life's too short.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you've been scoring some pretty good Wyoming, some pretty good stuff
Just
out there.
Just some jazz and big band albums, not really any rock albums. Really.
I just had.
Yeah.
Oh, I showed you a picture.
You know, I go through stores taking half the time as you guys because I don't even look at the jazz. See?
Yeah.
I wish I had a big. I have to rely on thrift stores, running sales, and.
Yeah, well, I don't have those, but I did have a customer come in with a 50th anniversary deluxe numbered limited edition of the Gold Rush, Neil Diamond.
Oh, Neil Young.
Yeah. Oh, I said Neil Diamond. Duh.
Well, I just know
Neil Young.
I don't have the album, but I just know it's not Neil Diamond.
Right. It's, but
no jazz, no piano.
He wants to be a jazz bum. That's in his career plan.
Not my plans. I just enjoy a lot.
He's tired of just being a regular bum. He wants to be a jazz bum.
Oh yeah, I got time to be a bum. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I guess this thing needs to be charged.
Yeah.
That's weird. Got a set of. Okay. These are
Hey, Gabe,
headphones,
you ever heard of this?
and
Ever heard
the
this
light's
band?
on for some reason.
Ever heard of this band?
No
Never
idea
heard- Let me
why.
make you big there. I don't. Let me
Girls,
see that.
they're like an underground country rock, some kind of.
No. No. Pearl. That's the band Pearls Before Swine.
Yeah, that's the name of the band. It's from the early 70s.
Wow.
Okay.
There's a few people have commented that they said it was a good score.
So you give her jewelry and then you give her bacon? Is that what that's about? Or
I don't know the cover. I don't get the cover. I have no idea.
Golly.
hey, I didn't come up with the band name.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do the math on where they got that name. How do you sit around and come up with that band name? Think about it. How do you do that?
I
mean, you know, I think people in Denver drive the way they do because they're all in marijuana. They're just taking
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
dude. Hey, dude. Hey.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
well,
Yeah.
I didn't smell one piece of marijuana the whole time I was there. It was
Really?
surprising. Oh, Duke Ellington, nice.
Yes.
Capital.
Yeah.
What's the name of that one? That's
Showcase.
Ellington Showcase.
From the
Okay.
mid 50s.
What's the label
Wow.
look like on the
Oh,
Capitol?
that's
Yeah, okay.
original turquoise label.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
the original
yeah.
copy.
Like I said, you come across some really good stuff for someone that's supposedly out in the
this one I
boonies.
came across, there's a retired insurance agent that goes to these craft shows and brings crap load albums to sell. And
Oh, cool.
I get some good ones from him someplace.
Yeah, Cesar, the jazz stream is shut down, so we had to bring it over here.
Yeah. Heard this singer? David or
Yeah, Carmen McRae. Yeah.
I don't come across her albums too often.
Do you? How do you like her?
Yeah, she's a good singer. I already have a few albums by her, Nick.
Cool.
Yeah. I like other types of music too. You know, I got a lot of rock albums in my collection.
Yeah. No, it's,
Not just
I mean,
jazz.
for me, I like jazz for certain. Like, I really like the drumming in jazz.
Art Blakey.
Yeah, because it's very stylistic, you know, and I really
Gene
like
Krupa.
to hear. Yeah,
Gene Krupa.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Max Schoenstein. Oh, that's my son-in-law. He's a jazz drummer. Sorry. He'll be famous one day.
He could be.
He's-
Or infamous. One of the two.
yeah, right. Yeah. No,
You
he's
got a
good.
50-50 shot at it.
Hi, Jerry. How you doing? Mary Jane. Yeah, I didn't pick up any. I didn't even see any shops or anything. I mean, it's weird.
Yep.
Profile collection.
Ah,
Say that.
yeah. No, he does that. I think you may be right.
Yeah.
He's incognito.
Mm-hmm. He opens the door to another room.
He's one of those billionaires, you know, who looks like, you know, he
No,
just walks.
I'm not a billionaire.
Okay, millionaire. I'm sorry, maybe I'm but anyway.
And we all know a millionaire is not all it's cracked up to be anymore.
No. I've made millions in my life. The problem is I've spent most of it.
Yeah. or hey, I made it for somebody else.
Well, what's really weird is today buying a house, you can. It's not impressive for anybody to say now I got a $500,000 house. I mean,
Yeah. So you got to fix me up, huh?
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It is nuts.
It is nuts.
Yep.
To the point of where you're going, is somebody going to buy this for that in 10 years or 5 years?
Just shake your head. Just wow.
It's like, well, I'm heading in a direction to where at some point down the future, I'm not going to give a shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think we're both getting there pretty quick.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
my mother said the same thing at my age, and she's 90.
She's 90. Yeah, she's 90.
And still goes to work 6 days a week. So
she does. Yes.
you don't know. You never know what Lord's going to hand you.
Right. Well, she just watching you, I think is really what it is.
Yeah.
You got her and Linda watching. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's okay. I take care of my girls.
Had a girl. Yeah, well, yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
Yep.
it's fine. God bless.
That's my
I mean,
job.
yeah, that is many of us can't say about having our parents around,
No, not even.
It's just it's
Yep.
a blessing.
Or brothers and sisters at this point.
And then you work her out on that staircase.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the
That's a
the
tough-
elevator?
That's a tough staircase, isn't
It
it?
is. It's a tough staircase. It was a tough staircase for me.
Yeah, well, you're old.
I know.
Mom's not old yet.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All I did was look up and think, oh, I hope I make it.
You're kidding me.
What?
I think a quote.
Well, yeah, I was like, yeah, right. Exactly. He's got like a 42-degree angle. It's like 19 steps. I mean,
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
only good news is
we call them
carpeted.
stairs the Widowmaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that last one to make sure you.
That's what I call my wife's cooking.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Glad I'm recording this.
it's live. It is recorded. You're right.
Yeah, I'll send this clip in the next card I send her.
Oh, okay. Thank you very
We're
much.
plotting against you, in case you didn't know.
So you got $1,200. That's pretty solid, Dave.
Yeah,
That's pretty solid.
that's a big number.
Are they all in Discogs?
Not one of them is.
Not
Pardon?
one of them.
I don't do disc. I mean, I don't put stuff in Discogs.
Apparently not. That's
No.
So 1,200's a guess then.
I tried count. No, I counted a
Counts
bunch a
them
few
every
months,
day.
few months ago. Now I have been finding more since I counted.
Yeah, I was going to say let's multiply by 0.3.
I know I'm odd. I don't put my records in outer sleeves. I don't clean them either, so I'm odd.
Hey, clean them with the stylus, right? You you drop it down and it cleans the groove every time you play it.
Yeah. Here's a new guy on the channel, Dave Collier's Flesh Noodle.
I was like,
No lives are safe and sound on this show. That is
There you go. He's got to be one of us. Welcome, Dave.
yeah.
Taser doesn't do Discogs either.
Yeah,
I do. I
Discogs.
don't have all mine in there, that's for sure, but I do have the majority. But I mean, I could take days to catch up, I think.
I was caught up, and now I think.
Yep. I used to do them at the store, but then it was like, oh, is it really the dead wax? You know what I mean? I was kind of doing it fast, and then you kind of get junk in there, and I said, well, I don't want that.
But I did learn from Pat. I haven't looked at every single album from the 80s of what pressings, but I've looked at certain albums to see if I got that AC/DC Back in Black has RL on both sides, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
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 I look at once in a while, see which
Well,
pressing I
yeah.
have.
Yeah. Well,
I never knew there used to be 4 or 5 different pressing plants in the United States at all.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never knew that.
Yeah. I mean, I always knew there were different plants
I never
because you would look at the back and different capital ones would say, it would say Jacksonville or LA or whatever. Even on the jacket, it would say that. But as far as mastering engineers go, it's only been in the last, I say 10 years or less that's become a common discussion point. Really. I mean, maybe in the jazz world, Rudy Van Gelder was big back.
Oh yeah,
Still
is.
And I mean, I heard of Robert Ludwig, back in
Zentz.
the 70s, but as far as looking for their initials or none of that crap.
Yeah.
None of that, and of course you buy the record, it's sealed, you have no idea.
Yeah, that's true.
You have no idea. I saw a MoFi of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road for $340. Brand new.
I was going to try to show you. I need a ring light now. I was going to try to show you a symbol. Well, this Prism album has a There's no way you can see this.
Well,
Is it a
what's it look
triangle
like?
says SLM? No.
There's a line with a triangle on this Prism album.
Is it a
Yeah.
line on both sides in a triangle?
Yes. I looked
Okay,
it up. I looked it up on Discogs, but I forgot what pressing.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
Oh, the Dead Wax. It's this album right here,
Prism.
the Canadian rock band.
Yeah.
I did look that up to see what it meant, but I forgot already.
Yeah, I got a little cheat sheet in my notes on my iPad.
Yeah, I've got a cheat sheet too. That's what I was trying to bring up.
Got my Atlantic list.
I need to look it up.
It's in there somewhere. God help us. Amongst all the other mess.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's
Yep.
too many files, man.
Absolutely. Unorganized files at that. Dead Wax, according to Patrick. There's the head. Okay. Got a line and then a triangle. Is that it?
There's a line connected to the triangle on both sides of that Prison album. Yeah, I looked it up, but I forgot already.
Well, a line and then a triangle
This
denotes
it's
Capitol
not-
Records, Winchester plant.
Maybe
Yeah, it's a Winchester plant.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
I never know if I have any other albums with that particular symbol in the Dead Wax. Present.
Present. Uh-oh. You know how to do that? Nice. Oh, here we go. What do you got to do? Slice. There you go. Okay. Video files. Got it. Cool. Okay. They were a pop band back in the 70s. I don't
Oh,
know.
I thought you were trying to
Prism.
display something, Nick.
Yeah. I'm not. It doesn't look
Okay.
like Wyoming Dave is.
Well,
No.
no, that's I'm not going to do that.
You gave up?
I figured out how to position them.
Well, I'm excited about I have a duel. I'm excited about that coming back from Fix My Duel.
When's it coming? You got a ship
It's
on it?
supposed to be here Tuesday,
Okay.
which would be nice.
So fixmyduel.com, is that his
Yes.
site?
So I got to find a phono preamp so quick. It's no good without one at this point. So because
Yeah.
the AVR I have at work doesn't have a phono preamp.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I got to look for my power cord for that one. Okay. For my shit manny.
Yeah, I did look at the website and can get a power supply for I think with $16, $17.
Oh yeah,
plus
just got to
shipping
be the
tax.
right polarity and voltage.
Well, yep. So,
Other than that,
but so when it gets
I got-
here, I'll be.
I gotta
staring
pull.
at it.
I gotta find the box I put it in. That's the bigger problem.
Oh yeah, bad enough you couldn't find it before the move. Now
Yeah.
after the move,
Yeah, exactly. Well,
rock.
it's in a box marked back room. I know. I see the box,
Yeah.
so I know. I know where it's at.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I figured he told me he had a 2-month lag time, so I figured, well, I have time to clean up the beautiful wooden case, that it drops into, and I figured, well, I'll get to it when I have time, which I barely have, and I asked the missus last night for some, what do they call it, Old English for the wood. I'm guessing that would be okay to use.
Yeah,
Since it's wood and it's been varnished, so I
right.
just won't get it on the labels that are stuck on there.
Yeah.
Yep. So it should come up looking pretty nice. The plastic lid is fogged, so it was fogged to start with. It was an off color clear brownish color,
Mm.
almost like it was full of a room that was in smoke, but there's no smell to it, so it's the color it was supposed to be.
Mm.
So I'm
Here's a
looking forward.
Led Zeppelin Classic Records box set sold for 11,413.
Which box set or the
The
suitcase?
Led Zepp, the case.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Big money. Well, you got that kind of money to spend on it. I guess it must not be big money to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'll look up that.
It's a heck of a
Symbols list.
down payment on a car, that's for sure.
Hey, Yvonne, music man. Matt, man.
There he is.
From Norway. He's from Norway, I think.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good morning. It's Saturday.
I've been close to Norway, but not quite there.
Yeah, me too. I've been in Sweden. I guess that's as close as I've gotten.
That's as close as I got. I had a Norwegian gal in Sweden at the time try to hit on me.
Ah.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, I heard that Viagra was trying to get the rights to the music Norwegian Wood, but I don't think that.
Look, I was in my 20s. I did not need anything.
Yeah, of course.
Like Harry says, I drove around on a Woody.
Yeah. If everybody had an ocean.
Across the USA. I'll tell you what, when I was in Sweden in the 80s, I had a muscle shirt that had USA across the front of it. And you would have thought I was a god the way they treated me so well at that time over there.
Little did they know.
It was incredible. It really was.
So yeah, I saw this Cesar. I actually was talking to Chad yesterday. He asked me if I saw that video they got on that MoFi collection. Yeah. All the MoFis, most of them sealed. The original MFSLs. So
Oh, I know he wants some coin for that.
Yeah.
Sounds all.
I didn't get time to see that video.
So Yvonne's going to take kid to football tournament. Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's European football. So great.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I don't like to use the S word in front of them. Yeah, early day for Yvonne. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I forget, what is it, 9 hours?
It's 7 to Sweden.
Okay.
7 to Sweden, I know that. So.
Okay.
But I don't have to make those sounds anymore. I don't have to make those calls anymore.
Yeah. There you go. That was a nice trip when I was there.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Well, yeah, you scored some outstanding records.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Had you outstanding in the rain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They did have me standing in the rain.
No, but you brought back some good stuff. That's where your RL came from, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet.
Absolutely. Screen. Let's do not that one, not that one. There we go. That's the one I want to share.
Let's see what you got. Whoa, what? What is that?
These are in the vault of Chad's vault.
They're gonna be there for quite some time.
I don't think so. I think that's a pretty good deal.
Is that $60,000?
Yeah. 250 LPs. 3 box sets, 8 HQRs. I mean, that's most of them sealed. 54 Nautiluses. That's about $110 a piece.
Oh, wow.
20 of those, that's about $110 a piece.
I read about Sweet Thunder.
Yeah.
I've never seen
15.
it.
Those are $100 a piece. That's not outrageous, guys.
No, but
No, but
Yeah, but
But-
you dropped the coin for that.
yeah,
I'll
no,
pass.
no. I mean, if money was no object, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
then I buy 2 sets.
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: where are you going to find this? Nowhere else. You're
Oh,
not
no,
going to
yeah,
find it anywhere
exactly.
else. I mean,
I
you
mean,
know,
Oh, no,
it's
yeah.
incredible that they exist.
yeah, yeah, right, exactly. So,
Yeah, Cesar, that's I don't know.
Vice.
there's nothing really earth-shattering here, I don't think.
No, but
It's
I-
just
I have the original Iron Butterfly record, and I got it at DeVita.
wait, they got some Frank Sinatra. Love me some Frankie. I was
I like Frank
listening to him,
Sinatra.
it's a MoFi.
him and Nat King Cole. I listened to them this week one
Yeah, Nat
day.
King Cole. Cole is good, Nick. I like his
Oh,
singing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the story about Nat King Cole and Oscar Peterson?
Don't think so.
Well,
Don't think so.
they sound and sing identical, and both of them can play piano.
I never heard Oscar sing. I just have instrumental.
Oh,
out.
no,
Instrumental albums
I'll
by him.
tell you why.
I think
They
I've
had
heard
a gentleman's agreement that Oscar would not sing if Nat didn't play the piano as much, as lead, the way Oscar plays the piano, because
Oh.
they sounded so much alike that they were indistinguishable. So they agreed that one would, make a living playing the piano and the other would make their living singing. And until the day they died, they kept that agreement. But they're both incredible at both.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a true story. But yeah, you
Cool.
can't tell them apart. They sound so incredibly well.
Cesar's right when you do the raw math, but you got eight UHQRs in that mix as well. And those are worth, a lot of them are worth well over $600-700 each.
Yeah.
So it depends, the box set's not quite as much,
If
but
you got that sitting around, you can flip them. I mean, that's a perfect opportunity.
yeah, well, this was
Just take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right, Cesar. Yeah.
I love the fact that this, I'm going to put this back on the screen because I love the fact that this list is so complete just to see all these listed
Yeah.
in sequence. Look, so there you go. 001, 002.
Well, he's got the staffing and the people to do it. And the only way you can sell it is if you list it. So quicker he got it done, the quicker he'll free up some storage space.
Excuse me.
Everybody's problem, right? Even Mike
Right.
at the in-group at this point now, he's trying to clear out space. Well, which of us doesn't have records everywhere?
Yeah. So there's your Anadisc. Those are the 200 gram when they came into being in the 90s.
I
never
have
even
I
heard
have
of
two
them.
of the Anadisc ones I bought brand new back in the mid 1990s.
Did you?
I think I showed you those.
I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they came out like, I think Boston might have been an Anadisc. CTA was an Anadisc. Not CTA, sorry. U2, Todd Rundgren, something, anything. Cat Stevens, Teaser and the Fire Cat.
This is the Anadisc one. John McCullough, how you pronounce his name.
Okay.
This is it says right.
Is that listed under the vault?
What's the number on that one?
Oh, you can't. The limit number 1973 limited edition.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a Beatles box set, You got a Sinatra box set and a Rolling Stone box set in
This is
there.
Anna this too.
So
I showed you. I'm sure I showed you these two before.
yeah.
Wow, you're right. Now that I can actually see what he has.
He's got UHQR, Supertramp, Pink Floyd, Euroclue, Cat Stevens, Alan Parsons, Beatles, and then Hoist the Planets and another one.
Anna
So I
this
mean, and he's got box sets. So that average price per record's a little biased because those really jack it up too.
Yeah.
So you're right. 60 grand is a big chunk of change no matter what, but that's a lot of product.
John McKell jar, yeah, Oxygen.
That's a lot of cream product, and most of it's sealed. And there are ones in there that get $300-400 a pop.
Yeah.
Let's see if Elton's in there. Yeah, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. That's the one I just saw for $340 in a store. So
yeah, I have one that's the yellow vinyl numbered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Yellow Brick Road.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There we go.
Wow. Yeah, that's some incredible.
This is the website of this guy's. Oh boy, what the heck? Here we go.
The website is Chad's place. Store acousticsounds.com.
I'll put it in the thing here for you.
The heck?
There's a link to it. Number of Nirvana, Nevermind. Nevermind.
Nevermind.
MFSL 1-258. MFSL, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab 1-258.
258. Yep. Nirvana, Nevermind. My God, look at these records.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you look at them.
Oh, they'll be gone. That thing's going to be gone within less than a week. I have no doubt. One of Chad's friends with his Learjet will fly in, and he'll come in,
Just those 3 box sets, the bottoms, sweet.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like the vault. I mean, it's like, yeah. So I mean, that's just. That was Dennis, a guy in Kansas named Dennis.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, Chad and I were talking about that Wednesday. Yeah. He just put it up. So, yeah. So it's, you got the money. It's there. That's unique. I mean, that's the thing. At least I got to give him credit. He puts the effort in. He goes and gets the collections.
Absolutely.
He's got the connections for the collections. That's all.
That's what he does. Okay.
He does the work.
Yeah. So, I mean, he brings that, he could just go stuff it in his own vault and keep it, but
yeah. Yeah, but at what point do you
Well, he got room in that vault. I got news for you.
Well, yeah, but he's running a business. Where do you find the time to listen to it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's unless it's an investment, and
no, well, it's not,
Yeah.
Supertramp, Parsons. Well, I could tell you, I have those, and I have the MFSL UHQR of Sgt. Pepper's, and it is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I paid for it, but it was worth it.
Yeah,
it was worth it.
There you go.
It was worth it. It's on my never sell list. I've had to kind of do that now because down the road, if when I kick the bucket, my kids, just turning it around. But I have a couple different people I have assigned who will help curate my collection when I die.
Good.
So, yeah. And no, none of them are named Rob.
Or Mike.
Yeah, well, yeah, be ambulance chasing, you know.
Oh, that's a heck of a responsibility.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's not a matter of where the records are. I want the body. I don't care about where.
Yeah, don't worry about
Yeah, I'm that guy that goes, I'm really sorry to hear about your uncle passing away. By the way, what's going to happen to his record?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just put your uncle in a UHQR box.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, it already sold. He sold it already. Okay. Okay, I'm not
Yep, didn't
surprised.
think it'd last long. Can't
Not
blame
surprised.
the buyer.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I wish it was more obvious on this thing. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it shouldn't be offered.
That one sold.
Yeah, you would think it'd be taken off.
Probably the same
Yeah,
guy bought it.
it says sold out right there. We're
Where?
blind, right under the 60,000.
No, but not on the header page, the front page. It doesn't say that.
Yeah. Well, they want you to look. This is what you could have had. This is the kind of stuff we bring.
It's
Right?
not here. It doesn't show here. You know, when you go link to
Right,
it.
right. Well, when you click on it,
Yeah, when you
pops
click
right up.
on it, then.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we're all dreaming, I guess, then, right? That's all it is.
Yeah.
Of course. That's half the fun.
That is half the fun.
Tim, let's see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a seat, Frank.
All right, guys. Well, I'm about ready to hit the sack
Yeah.
because I didn't, you know, I've had a rough couple of days trying to get back to my sleep here after getting in 3:15 this morning. So
Yeah, I don't think it should have been any problem to pass out.
yeah,
It was that getting up in the morning that was a booger.
Hey,
Yeah,
David,
right.
I was going to say, Denver, way back in the 1990s, Denver used to have two good used record stores, but are closed that were I went to way back in the 1990s. I remember those.
oh yeah, right.
Yeah, they used to have a Don's Discs up in Thornton. I went to a few times. That's gone. And the only one, Wax Trax record is still there, downtown Denver.
Yeah, and Twist and Shouts down there.
I was at Twist and Shout when it was at another location way back in the 1990s.
Yeah, but we didn't make it to downtown Denver though.
Yeah.
I mean, for that, we just
Yeah.
if we wouldn't have gone to PS Audio to see Paul McGowan and see his place in Boulder, we would have went to those stores because we were downtown by the pressing plant. So
Yeah, but you made the right call.
yeah, but yeah,
Absolutely.
so yeah. I mean, all I could do was those other places to spend more money.
Well,
I've been to Wax Trax before, but not Wax. I mean, I'm sorry, to Twist and Shout. I've never been to Wax Trax. I didn't know they had one there. I knew they had one in Vegas.
well, you could have spent money at Paul's.
Yeah.
Well, don't even start that discussion.
A lot of money.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's awesome stuff. That just
So you got to see the big monster speakers? And
oh
hear
yeah,
'em?
yeah,
How they sound?
pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good. They're coming out with a two bookshelves that are 5K.
Did you hear
5,000.
them?
No, actually, I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know if they had them hooked up. They were in there, but they're going on sale in July 31st or something like that.
How low do they go?
32. Funny, I asked that same question.
Well, yeah, because the next question is,
Well, it has a passive in the back.
yeah,
32 is pretty good.
yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. But
But
yeah,
I really enjoy some of Bach's pipe organ music. It is just incredible. But you got to be able to get down. Now, my subs will get down pretty low, but they won't cover the full range of what some of his music does. But it is just so incredible to listen to.
whose music did you say?
It's Bach.
J.S. Bach.
No,
I thought he
that's
died.
not jazz. Yes, he is very dead.
You're not talking
And
about
it's classical music. And
Well, it
he
isn't.
does
It's his music,
pipe
but he's
organ.
not the performer, right? Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Well,
correct.
there's
He's
some
the
really low
composer.
note. There's some really low notes on organ notes on some of the Rick Wakeman records.
Yeah,
I tell you.
but this is Bach. So, whereas Radar O'Reilly would say, "Ah, Bach."
My name is Asa Bach.
Yeah, yeah, that was a great. I love that
Asa Bach.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a hooker? I just saw he's doing great with you.
It's
Don't
been
mind
a
them.
long time since I've seen that
They
movie.
used to see me with a turtle.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about, Wyo?
The movie Arthur with Dudley Moore.
I haven't. Well, I've seen Arthur, but not for a long time.
Yeah, it's been
I've
a
seen
long.
it way back.
Yeah.
Girls,
that's
girls.
great.
Hello, girls.
Yeah.
John Gilligan
Give
played the
Give a
butler.
friend $100. She came in second.
Watched it all the way through for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite top 5 movies.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
great. I love when he puts his drink on the fender.
Yeah.
He pulls his hand away. God, that's
Linda! Linda! You
yeah.
know, Linda? Harry, you're a dead man. Yeah, it's a Bat Caddyshack. I mean, Vacation. Just certain movies.
National Lampoon's Vacation. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that's okay.
Caddyshack. Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Take care. I appreciate y'all coming.
Good
Y'all
to
have
see
a
you,
good
bud.
weekend.
Yes,
And I
indeed.
should have my video out by Sunday on my visit to the pressing plant. So stay tuned.
Cool.
Have a good weekend, everybody. See you. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Dave.
All right. God
Take care,
bless.
buddy. God bless.
Good night.
Good night.